Hey guys, this is Tashina from Logical Harmony. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get this eye look using the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. Wet n Wild is cruelty-free and they have tons of vegan options. They recently finally updated their FAQ page, so there's a full list there. And they took it a step beyond, which is amazing. So now a lot of their packaging has V and vegan on it if it's vegan, and it's even on a lot of their product displays in the stores. So it's so easy now to go to a Wet n Wild display in Target, CVS, Ulta, wherever they have them near you, and find out what's vegan. So thank you Wet n Wild for doing that, that's amazing. The Comfort Zone palette is kind of a classic palette of theirs, and they did just reformulate a bunch of their eyeshadows. So I wanted to try the new formulation, but a lot of palettes that didn't used to be vegan are now vegan too. So I believe this one was vegan before, but I really wanted to try the new formulation. I got it a couple weeks ago. I've been using it a fair amount, and I just wanted to show you guys an eye look with it. I did post about this on Instagram, and I asked if you guys wanted to see this in a video, and so many people said yes. So if you guys want to see how to get this eye look using this palette, just keep watching. Okay, I'm going to apologize in advance. Our house is insanely staticky today. I don't even know why. It just won't get out of my hair. And like, I put dry shampoo in this morning and I literally could not get it out of my hair. It took me like, I wish I was being dramatic. I spent like half an hour trying to comb it and fluff it out of my hair, and half of it would not leave. So if you see weird stuff going on, it is what it is. I've had like our diffusers going with just water in them, and I can't figure out why it's still so staticky. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I even like ran a dryer sheet over my hair. I ran it over my hairbrush. Nothing helps, and it's so infuriating because it's freaking staticky, and then my hair is crazy and I can't style it because it makes it worse if I do any heat styling. So I did already curl my lashes. I used my Eye of Horus lash curler, and then I did my brows with these products from Hourglass. This is their Arch Brow Soft Brunette, and then the gel in Soft Brunette as well. What I'm going to do today is just dive right into this palette. So I'm going to start with this top transition shade. These don't have names, they just have numbers on them. So this is shade number 1. I'm gonna take a nice fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna put that focusing mostly on my crease and blending it upwards and then down onto my lid. And real quick, because I forgot to note this at the start, I didn't use an eye primer. I just prepped my lids as I normally would with concealer and set it with powder, and that is what is underneath. I found that with these shadows, it really doesn't seem to make a difference if you use actual eyelid primer or if you just use your concealer, but setting your base, like whatever cream base you use, seems to be key with these shadows. When I haven't set it, it's been a kind of a big mess. And I think that that's pretty common for shadows, is that you need to set your primer. Now that I have that all blended out, I'm actually going to go in with this other transition shade, which is shade 10, and I'm going to apply that right into my crease. And I'm kind of just using a random brush assortment today based on what was clean. So this one is from MOTD, and next I'm going in with the Luxie 227 blending. I'm gonna take a little more of shade number 10 and just put that on the outer corner of my eye. And I will say the mattes in here are a little bit dusty, so there is a fair amount of kickback when I put them on my brush. As long as you tap off any excess, you're not gonna have an issue with fallout, at least I don't. But if I don't tap off any excess, there's definitely fallout. So for some people, this might be better to use and do your eyes before you do your foundation. Kind of figure out what works for you. For me, I find that just tapping the brush gets all the excess product off, and then it's not a big deal. So next, I'm using an Au Naturel eyeshadow brush, and I'm going in with this light shade, which is shade number 2, and I'm going to apply that onto my brow bone and on the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, next, I'm going to take this small tapered blending brush from Luxie. I don't have a clean, like, flat brush. And I'm just gonna spray that with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Now I'm going in with shade 4, which is this like unique duochrome shade. So I'm just gonna put my damp brush right into that and put that all over my lid. And this still has a lot of pigment when it's dry, but when you get it damp, it just like takes it to this whole other level. But if you just want a nice little sheen of that duochrome, don't worry about getting your brush damp, but I just wanted this to pop a little bit more. So I'm going to take that Luxie blending brush, and I'm not gonna add any additional product, but I'm just gonna kind of use it to just blend out the edges between the two shades. Next, I'm going to go in with the pencil brush, and I'm going to apply, this is shade number 9, and I'm gonna put that more on the outer corner. and put that a little bit under my lash line as well. And you guys can kind of see the kickback there. It's not terrible, especially for a drugstore eyeshadow. I feel like when it's drugstore prices, it's much more forgiving when stuff like that happens, because this palette was under $10. I'm not gonna be quite as critical. Maybe I should be, I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you as critical of drugstore palettes as you are of the high-end ones? Let me know in the comments. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit more of shade 10 on that transition brush and just blend. I'm gonna go back in with that first transition shade and do a little more blending. When I came down here today, I was like, I should maybe just do like a natural everyday look. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of shade number 9 under my lower lash line, just on the outer corners. And then I'm gonna go into that first transition shade and kind of blend that out. Now I'm going to go in with liner, and today I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Gel Liner in black with my Sigma E06 winged liner brush. I talked about how I bought a bunch of different liner brushes because I wanted to find like the perfect one. And this is it. This is totally it. It's so great. It's so easy to use. I did buy 2 of them though, and I will say one works better than the other. So they're not super consistent. So if you try it and it doesn't really work, like this one is perfectly shaped, but the other one, some of the bristles like poke off weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner. And this might not be perfectly on camera for you guys, but I'm doing my best. So this might end up getting cut out, we'll see. And I can see that I do have a little bit of fallout right here. So I'll just go in and clean that up after. And if you're like me and you like to do foundation before you do your eyes, you can always do your eyes while you have baking powder under there or any loose powder, and then that helps to kind of brush it away. So I'm gonna go in with concealer and kind of just clean up around the liner. And just right here, I noticed there is some fallout, so I'm just gonna touch that stuff up. Okay, so I'm gonna take that same blending brush that I had shade 10 on, and there's no additional product, but I'm just gonna blend a little more around the edges. And I personally feel like sometimes with duochromes, I have a hard time telling if they're even, just because that's the nature of a duochrome. I'm gonna add a little bit more of, where's the right brush? I'm gonna add a little bit more of this highlight shade to the inner corners. And then for mascara, I'm going to be using the Eye of Horus Bio Lash Lift. And that is it for today's finished look. I hope you guys liked this video.